Hey there, hi there, ho there, everyone. It's been a while. I gotta spit out my gum. um, it has been a while. So I realized that I really hadn't done anything with this channel in like a whole year. So what I'm doing now is pretty much like I decided that what I wanted to do more was like more playthroughs, but like more challenge runs, because I really wasn't having a lot of fun just doing the playthroughs that were like just straight up story playthroughs. So what we're going to do here, we're going to play Final Fantasy 15, but we're going to do it as minimalistically as possible. We're going to just do a normal mode playthrough. Tutorial. No, I don't want to do the tutorial. I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes because this is not really like a story-driven thing for me. I'm going to be skipping cutscenes, and the way this playthrough works, it's going to be no side quests, no hunts. Every guild, every experience must come from stuff in the story itself. So that's the deal. And this game has very long loading times, so expect to see screens like this a lot, with me just, you know, yakking at you. Yickety yickety yak. Final Fantasy 15, in a time unknown, blah blah blah, prophecies, 4 warriors. Because it can't be a Final Fantasy game if there isn't a prophecy. That's not true. Like, every Final Fantasy game after 6 has nothing to do with prophecies. 1 through 5, all over that garbage. Also, I can't hear the in-game audio due to the way that my thing is set up. I'm definitely going to want to fix that in the future. But for now, I'm going to be completely, I have no clue what I'm listening to right now, and I have finished this game twice, so I'm, you know, not going in blind here. I'm getting the waveform of my voice is a little high for my liking. I hate the animation. I hate how that looks. It just looks like they're like sliding across the ground. I think this game, like, looks good for the most part, but I think the models for non-player characters and their animations can be, like, really bad and really clunky because there's just so many, but all the main characters and the cutscenes and stuff look really good. I can skip this. I heard, I haven't actually like played through the whole story in like a year, but I'm pretty sure that they added a bunch of cutscenes that because the story when the game came out was like impossible to figure out what was happening, because a lot of the game's plot was just like, if you don't read the lore, you're not gonna know what the heck is going on, which I think is a really, really stupid way to set up your plot. I think, because there's no, like, data log. I mean, there is in the Royal Edition, but this is not Royal Edition. This is the Standard Edition. There was no data log when the game came out, and so that means that there was no way to figure out what the heck the Astrals were, what their purpose was. They were just there. They were gods, and they were weird. And there was a prophecy, but you didn't know what the prophecy was. And there was the Star Scourge, but you didn't know what the Star Scourge was. And there was Arden, and he was a bad guy, but you didn't know why he was a bad guy. He just really hated the Lucian line for some reason. And Ravis just totally vanished. He like just disappeared out of the plot, and then reappeared as a boss like way later. The game's story was a total mess when it came out. Okay, here we go. It's time for quote-unquote gameplay. The opening thing here is pushing a car until the game's title appears. And no, this cannot be skipped.
Unbelievable. Not exactly a fairy tale beginning, huh, Prince Noctis?
We let ourselves get carried away.
Oh, look! These things happen.
Let's just hope this isn't some omen.
Riveting gameplay. I'm holding the R2 button. I'm holding it down, and we are moving the car because it's out of gas. And the dudes are quipping at each other.
Think about it.
Save some breath for pushing.
Because they're pushing the car.
We just switched back there.
If there's one thing that I think is good about this game, it's that I think the character interactions are pretty good. I like how they really feel like they're friends, because like friends make fun of each other. I feel like there's a lot of games that are like, oh, these people are friends, and they just treat each other so well, and they're so nice to each other, and they're just perfect buddies. And they never get mad at each other, and they never like playfully insult each other or anything. That's not how friendship works. When you're friends, you make fun of each other and you mess around with each other, you know? Oh, here we go. Here's the title. Here it is. It's coming. Yeah, there it is, baby. Final Fantasy XV. Haha, get it? It was fun. That was supposed to be funny. I'm sorry. I just about Final Fantasy X. But this only happens to 10. People think it's Final Fantasy X because, you know, there's a lot of games that to make it sound cooler, they put an X in there because X is a cool letter, and X means it's cool. Not the case, but X also happens to be the Roman numeral for the number 10, and Final Fantasy uses Roman numerals for its game titles, you know, denoting which entry in the series it is. Here we are, people. Gameplay.
Hey there, Prince.
Can I skip this? I can't. Can I skip this? I can't.
Well, ain't never been out this way before, have you?
Ugh.
Have a look around.
I could have sworn you could just like skip these. Is there anything I can do to... Oh. Okay.
Well, might as well make good use of the extra time.
Visit the local tipster to gather information.
Whoa! They got Ebony out here.
After playing Nier, the new Nier game,
What's a kill?
this game is just much not as good. They're like the same thing. They have very similar gameplay, but Nier is just a lot better. Nier, yes, Nier Automata, the new Nier game. It's better.
If y'all liked it, come on back.
It's a better game in just about every way. Like,
Want to go check it out? What is it?
you move so fast. In Nier, I have to look at this thing.
I wonder what sort of meat they use
You
here.
move so quickly in Nier, and the jumping is so precise, and it just like feels so good, and the combat is so much quicker. It just feels better. It's a better feeling game.
He'll take his time, but he'll get her done.
Also, you don't have to the jump button and the interact with things button in Nier is not the same button, so you won't end up jumping around like a freaking moron every single time you try to talk to someone.
I got a feeling our money's no good here, Noct.
Bet you Ignis came prepared though. Let's ask him. Enough for room and board.
I totally forgot the sequence of events at like the very beginning. See, look, I was jumping around like a freaking idiot trying to talk to this guy. Trying to talk to Iggy.
I suggest we confer with Cindy.
Broken down.
This is like the only time in this entire game that stuff like this, you just have to like figure out what to do.
Old man's in for both after charging us that much.
Gotta talk to Sandy. Can I skip this? I can't. I want to skip. I can't skip. Listen to that. Listen to this, huh? Oh, there was a dialogue. There was a dialogue there. Oops.
Oh, now I get it. This must be what Pawpaw meant when he said he was gonna.
There was a dialogue tree. I forgot those were in this game. We gotta take care of some ornery varmints.
I'd be happy to pay y'all for your services if you're up to the
I don't
task.
get the whole,
How
like...
about it?
the whole southern accent thing. She's the only character in this entire game with one. Where did she come from? Where did she come from that she has a thing like that? Okay. No, not that. This. We got 10 ascension points. We need to invest these wisely. Because, remember, we're not going to be doing any kind of, like, additional, you know, level grinding. So I think that was a good idea to invest into HP as much as possible. Because that's going to be our main issue, is not having enough HP to, like, withstand enemy attacks when the going gets rough. Also, I'm going to equip that bronze bangle on Noctis to give him another HP boost. Boom, baby. So now he's got 516 HP, which is nice. Yeah, I know how to play video games. I know how to play video games. I think I know how to play video games. Also, due to the way that I'm recording this, there's kind of like an input delay. So that's going to make things a little tougher because there's an input delay. It's not a huge delay. It's not like you know, a whole second or something. But it's enough that things are going to be a little tougher. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because this game is not very difficult at all. Oh right, we don't.
Wow.
Why a stamina meter? Why?
That's how it works.
Why in any game does this have to be a thing? The stamina meter. Like, I know it's realistic, but it's a video game. And yeah, there is that trick that I just demonstrated to fully refill it, but why not just let me sprint however long I want? That's another thing that Nier has on this game, is that you can sprint however long you want in Nier. And there is no meter. There's no gauge. Oh jeez, okay, yeah. I think this is going to be a little tougher with the input delay, because I was holding that button when the prompt came up. What is going on? Oh, a link strike, okay. I love holding the attack button. I love holding it down. This game's combat is not very deep at all. In fact, it's rather shallow, if I may say so myself. At least in Kingdom Hearts, you have to press an attack button. You have to press it. You have to press it multiple times rhythmically. But there's, like, you know, different steps to combos and finishers and combo modifiers like dodge slash and flash step. And there's, you know, the finishers like aerial finish and magnet splash and guard break and explosion. But in 15, it's like the whole game. It's just holding down the circle button and switching your weapon to the one that the enemy is weak to. This game is the pinnacle of action RPG combat. Oh, and you can press triangle to warp strike, which is super cool. Oh, that link strike just completely missed. Very nice. I like when that happens, when a cool cinematic attack happens and it just totally whiffs. There we go. That's the thing. For some reason, the game like makes you think that you need to like press the square button at the right time to block attacks, but you don't. You just have to hold it until the attack happens. Oh, we're getting a call on the phone. Can I skip this? No, I can't.
Actually, we just finished.
That's great, because I got one more hunt for y'all. Only this time it's for a person. A fella named Dave went off, and we ain't heard from him since. Reckon he
Yeah, we have to rescue a man named Dave. Have you ever... You know, that's a pretty interesting Final Fantasy name, you know? All the great fantasy names, like Dave and Cindy. I mean, there is Sid,
Needs us to find some
but,
Dave
you know,
guy.
it's Sid with a C. You don't usually see people who are Sid with a C. You know? There's always that one rare name in every Final Fantasy game that's like just a totally normal name. Look, I was jumping like a moron. Blah 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 blah. Oh no, bad guy.
You okay? We are now.
Spoke too soon.
Id est time to fight. Hold on, I gotta scan these bad guys and see what weapon they're weak to. Using wait mode. Oh, good. I don't have access to any weapons that they are weak to, so I will just use my sword. Because heroes prefer swords. That's a TV trope on tvtropes.com.net.biz. It's called Heroes Prefer Swords, and it's exactly what it says in the title. It says that heroes prefer swords, and that the main character of anything will use a sword. Because swords are heroic. More heroic than a spear, than an axe, than twin daggers, although Final Fantasy broke that rule once. You know, with Zidane. We're gonna warp to the windmill for strategy points. Oh boy. We gotta warp. It's gonna be cracking my fingers.
This creature is known as a saber tusk.
Okay, so the whole, like, strategies thing, that barely ever comes up. Like, that little dialogue box there hypes it up as if it's gonna be, like, a big thing. Like, you know, before every battle, your buds are gonna propose a strategy. That's not true. It rarely happens. You have to be, like, in really specific, like, positioning compared to the enemy, I think, for it to even happen. So, don't expect it to happen a lot. And usually just warp striking to the enemy will do the deed. Oh, I got into stasis without even realizing it, jeez.
Hey, who's out there?
It's Dave.
Well, and look who's in here. The man of the hour. Dave, right? Been looking for you.
I thought this was going to be easy, because I could just skip the cutscenes, but it turns out you can skip, like, 2 of them.
Hell, but couldn't finish the job. Still one mean mutt about. Y'all don't look much like hunters, but what do you say? Put that puppy to rest for me?
Or we'll do it for free, because I'm a good dude.
Oh yeah. We'll take
And also, I just want to mash through this.
Y'all got guts, that's for sure. Let me tell you.
Y'all got goods. We got our first magic flask.
Let's get ready
And
to
that
kick some tail.
is a good thing, because magic is awesome. I'm heading in exactly the wrong direction. Yes,
It would be wise to rest up before we set out.
I know. I am well aware. Yeah, it's a good idea. We need to level up as much as we
In
can.
that case, let's find a spot to make camp.
The hunters are really out in full force around here, huh?
Lucky for
So
us,
they're the new Crown's Guard or
there's
something?
a fantastic
Similar,
haven
though technically
right
a
near where that
civilian
cutscene
outfit.
happens.
They've definitely seen a lot more action than we have.
And right
Is it cool that we
close to
rock
that
Crown's
haven,
Guard outfits?
oh whoops,
Be worse not to.
is some
They
of
made them
these
especially for us.
energy
Even got a
deposits,
sweet insignia on 'em.
In the Crown's Guard, your
which
attire
is
identifies
what
you.
we need to make
So
magic,
wear it with pride.
which is exactly what those magic flasks are for. If I'm going to be honest, I do not like how this game handles magic, like, at all. I don't like the whole magic as items thing. I think having a traditional magic system is better. Like, no one liked the MP charges thing from the first 3 Final Fantasy games, where spells were broken up by, like, you could only use certain
Here,
magic spells of a certain level
let's call
a
it
certain amount of times before you just couldn't use any spells of that level. Like, there was no MP system. It's not like you had 300 MP and, like, Cure took 6 MP and Raise took 20 MP or something. No. Like, Cure and Raise took from completely different magic pools because they were different spells. And so, inevitably, there would be spells that you would just, like, never use, and so you would never run out of MP. So it's like, well, why can't I, like, siphon that MP into the pool for spells that I actually use frequently, like Cure or, like, elemental attack spells? We're gonna do some cooking, feller. Cooking is also what's going to help us get through a playthrough where we're at a very low level, because cooking gives us stat boosts, and there's a certain food item that we can get later in the game that makes us gain more experience. And if you don't know what that means, gaining more experience is a very good thing. Alright, let's check out these photos.
Perfect timing.
See which ones we want to save. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a photo we're going to save. We're going to save that. Yeah. Alright. Alright. We're moving on. We're going to fight the mutant marauder, and then I think we'll call it an episode. Ooh, you gotta save. I think I know.
Since they got back.
I think I know how to play video games.
rather more than a middling mechanic can handle.
I'd say she turned out okay.
Like any girl, you just need to treat her right.
Treat her wrong and Sid'll stuff his wrench with a sundown.
I've heard that,
Take care
like,
of the car and
I complained about the bad loading times in this game and how they're really long. I'm playing this on a PS4 Pro. Like, I'm playing this on a Pro. The loading times are that long on a Pro in boost mode. Wait, what do I have the frame rate, like, thing set to? Because there's a way you can, performance, that's it, yeah, okay, good, I have it on light. Light is the best frame rate option because it makes it run in more than 30. Doing the fancy one, or whatever it's called, that it's like it optimizes resolution as compared to frame rate, it makes the game run like complete butt.
Beautiful car again.
Makes it run like poo-poo.
Was pretty nice.
You're gonna be getting a whole 20 frames per second on that one. Which is, like, not good.
That's a dual horn?
I'd much rather have lower resolution and higher frame rate, like in the light mode that I'm playing right now, than high resolution and garbage frame rate that gives me a migraine. because I'm a person who gets chronic migraine.
Looks tame to me.
I got it from my mother, and the deal with that, like when I see like frame rate like stuttering or like really choppy frame rate, really like gets the migraine pumping, you know? Can I scan this? Yes, I can. Really gets the migraine pumping when there's stuttering frame rate or frame drops or choppy frame rate. So I'd much rather play something that has like a really good frame rate.
Against us.
It's not gonna stop us.
These are techniques. There's like 2 in this game that are like really. There's like 3 or there's more like 3 or 4 that are like incredibly good, and those are Star Shell, Piercer, Regroup, and Dawnhammer. And Gladio used Tempest, so I have to make him use Tempest. Tempest is like not something that you should use on a single target, and he missed. Oh no, he didn't. Tempest is not something that you should use on single targets. It's like a group attack. And yet, because video game... Oh, it's... Oh, the new... There's an update? Really? Okay. I didn't know. Apparently it's ready to install the new version of this video game. Shoot. Shoot Rhino. Shoot him. Yeah, we killed him. We killed the bad. And we got some experience and a thing.
Right.
You know what? I should probably fill up that flask. Some... Oh, I already have one. Well, here's another. Let's put some ice. It's time to kick some ice. No, I don't want Unicast. You know what, actually? Unicast is good. If it's Unicast 2, what can I put to increase the potency? Oh, Venomcast, yeah. Because poison rocks. Poison level 60, yes please. Yeah, I want to equip that. Let's put that right there. Ba-bam. Because poison is awesome in this game. There's actually a set of daggers later on that we can get that inflicts poison sometimes when you land a hit, and it is incredible the things that you can do with poison against bosses that are not immune to poison. You can basically get poison off on a boss and then just like hold down the blink button until the boss is defeated, and you will win just by getting poison. So Venomcast is an excellent tool for us to have in our arsenal against the tougher early game bosses. Who am I kidding? This game is really easy anyway. So once we get back to place and we get our reward, I think I can call that an episode. And this will be a neat new series for us. You know what? There's one thing that's really good about this game. It's the music, which I can't hear because
What is that?
oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. The bush got in his way. Oh my god, that's literally the best. The bush got in his way. Final Fantasy 15 in a nutshell, people. That's it. That's the whole game right there. We pan up to the sky to see the giant bird that we fight later as an optional super boss. And the bush obscures the bird. Moving back, we're moving back, we're running. I'm holding down the sprint button with my index finger. I'm doing kind of a crab claw approach to video game playing. You know, I played most of Breath of the Wild with a crab claw, you know? Because the X button in that game is sprint, or at least the way that I played it. You know, the X, the top of the face buttons was sprint. So instead of taking my thumb off of the like jump button and the interact button, which is A, so I could sprint, I did it with my index finger. So I had my index finger on the top of the face buttons and my my thumb doing everything else. So I played with kind of a crab claw. My middle finger was on the shoulder buttons. So we're gonna talk to Cindy. We're gonna get our car back. That's the car. Yeah, baby.
Sorry about the wait. Ain't
Oh,
she
Purdy, 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 Purdy. You heard it here first, people. Purdy. You heard it? Oh, I am so sorry. I clicked my lips, and man, did that make the waveform of my mic audio just have a little fit, you know? We did it!
All the
We did it!
mornings
We
that
got the
you're out
car back! Can I skip this? No, I
Oh, before I
can't.
forget, would y'all mind making a little delivery for me?
Making a delivery. Yeah, we'll do your stupid delivery.
No, not at all.
No, wait. If this makes a side, if this is a side quest, I can't do it. I'm not allowed. I'm disallowing myself from doing side quests. Okay, it is a main quest because it's in red.
Grandpa like grandkid.
If it's in red, then that means that it's a main quest, and that means that I'm allowed to do it.
Up and ready for the road.
Would you care to take her for a little test drive,
Take it for a
not?
little test drive.
No. In fact, Ignis, I want you to do all the driving for me, because driving in this game, the difference between driving and having Ignis drive is, do you want to hold down R2 or do you not? Because if you hold down R2, Noctis drives, but he turns for you. He auto turns. We're gonna purchase. We're gonna purchase a little bit. We're gonna make a purchase. What can we purchase? Oh geez, food, repair kit. Don't waste your money on these if you're doing like a minimalist run. It's my parents coming home. You can hear them upstairs. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna buy high potions. There we go. Alright, I think I can call that an episode. So, on the next episode of Final Fantasy XV Minimalist Run, we're gonna go to Golden Key. See ya!